So if you've been hooked on Gray Zone Warfare like I've been, then you've been absolutely scouring Discord servers, Reddit, and other YouTube videos in order to be the very best gun for hire you can be in Lemang Island. So I present to you, with about 45 hours in this game, these tips. I'm gonna try to keep these as less common as possible in order to not waste your time and just copy other people's tips from other videos. Not saying some of these tips won't be on other people's videos, but I've just picked some things that aren't obvious and that I've maybe learned way later on than I should have. So I'm hoping whether you have 100 hours in this game or 1 hour, that you learn something from this video. Tip number 1, gear fear. I know. I told you I wouldn't tell you anything you haven't heard before, but listen to my take. If you know you're going to a dangerous zone, and there's even a possibility of PvP, or you know the zone is populated with cracked AI, then you should always take your very best gear. And if you die, you die. And if your game crashes, it crashes. Gear and weapons is the cheapest it probably ever will be right now. So take advantage of it while you can, because it's only a matter of a hotfix if Madfinger Games wants to boost the prices of everything. So maybe think about it and stock up on all the good gear while you can. And that leads me into another tip. Stop storing all those shotguns, SKSs, and 7.62 AKs, because 5.56 is absolutely where it's at, and 7.62 and shotgun shells are completely busted right now, as well as 9mm. Also, as of right now, the best way to earn money is to get sights off of dead enemies. So whenever you're looting them, be sure to inspect their weapon and remove their scope. Sights have the most value when you're talking price per slot. Most holographic and red dot sights go for about $100, while a gun that's suited up with all attachments can go for around $400. So if you kill about 5 or 6 AI with sights, you'll be coming out with more money than if you picked up their gun, which leads me into my next tip. I'm a bit embarrassed to mention this one because I used to be an avid Tarkov player, but whenever you're looting stash boxes, you actually have to wait a little bit to see what comes out of it. This one actually took me way longer than I'd like to admit. So next time you go to loot a stash box, make sure you wait for the item to pop up. Another thing you may be unaware of is you can cancel animations by pressing the right mouse button. Just like here, whenever I select the wrong healing item and then select it again, just like the mongoloid I am, and then finally pull out the correct healing item. So that leads me into movement. Notice how I can peek and strafe a corner very quickly. I swapped my lean key so it's much more natural to peek and strafe around corners. So instead of putting my index and ring finger on top of each other, which is extremely awkward, all you have to do is put your ring and index finger on the Q or E key. It may be hard getting used to at first, but about 30 minutes it'll be muscle memory. Also, something that took me an embarrassingly long time to figure out was you can free look by holding down your middle mouse button. Also, another thing that a lot of people may not know is that you can control the height that you're crouching by holding control and using the mouse wheel. Another movement tip is repositioning. If you're in a PvP situation or even fighting AI, you should always make sure you're unpredictable. If you take cover and the enemy knows exactly where you are, you're at a disadvantage. So take any opportunity you can to flank or reposition the enemy. And honestly, take your time during battles. This isn't Call of Duty. And while we're talking Call of Duty, only sprint whenever absolutely necessary. And trust me, you do not want to be the doofus running out in the open, getting one tapped by AI. This game is meant to be played slow. Another thing, pick your battles. If you're solo and you see that squad of 4, maybe just let them pass. Not every fight is worth losing your kit. Another combat tip, always bring grenades. Whether you're solo or in a full squad, grenades are just important as a squad mate. I can't tell you how many times I went in solo and grenades saved my ass. Especially whenever you get hit, run to cover, and then you hear them coming for you. All you have to do is throw a grenade on the other side of the cover, and usually the enemies are dead. So grenades can literally be your best friend during a fight. Also, you should always have your gun in single fire unless you're in a close quarters combat situation, or it's absolutely necessary. When this game works, you land your shots and you're using the right ammo, the enemy should always drop within a few contained accurate shots, like I'm doing none of in this clip right here. But hey, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Another tip that you all probably already know is that unlike Tarkov, this game doesn't have found and raid. So anytime you get a quest item, you should always put it into your secured container, because even if you die and you spawn back at base, you will still have that item to turn into the trader. A way to maximize storage in your secure container is to always keep an MFAC or a QR kit inside of it. An MFAC only takes up 1 square and can hold 2 healing items, while a QR kit only takes up 2 squares and can hold 4 healing items. Another thing you should always have in your secure container is a key holder. Before you jump on the helicopter to go to an LZ, you should make sure you have all the keys to the area you're going to. So just in case you go by those loot spots, you have the key to that sweet loot. Also, if you've been looking for a key, just be patient. Keep killing AI in the same area that the stash room is located. Or maybe, just maybe, you might find somebody who has the key. Or possibly the room that you need to get into is already unlocked and open. Another keybind I forgot to mention earlier is if you have mouse buttons, swap your hold breath to one of them. For me, it's just so awkward to hit control to hold your breath. And it makes you that much quicker at hitting accurate shots in intense situations. Also, hipfire is very effective at close quarters combat right now, like you see in these clips in the bunker. My final tip is to just have fun with the game and don't sweat the small stuff. Because whether or not you die in a raid, crash, or if you come out with 20 kills and all the loot you can imagine, that gear that you're stressing about, at the end of the day, it's just pixels. And this game is still only early access, so it's only a matter of months before we get a huge content update and a wipe. Then all that gear you saved up, the pixels, will be for nothing. But the memories you have with this game, as well as the countless friends that you'll meet, and to be a part of a new, exciting, growing community, that will last a lifetime. So whether or not you learned anything from this video, I hope you're enjoying Gray Zone Warfare as much as I am right now.